sad story. So in the trading industry, when I started about 30 years ago, and you know, it's a little bit different than how you trade today. I mean, I worked as a day trader, I worked in an office, and when we looked at these orders, I'm going to show you a little bit later, you would see somebody out there and they will only be good for like 1,000 shares. You know what I mean? Like that is like 1,000 shares, and somebody remember it was more fractions. So we used to work in little groups in rooms because you had like a little group. And by the way, I'm going to invite all of you to see what it's like to trade in our trading room. We have a group ourselves. But back then it was a little bit more exclusive. You kind of build a room with like 10 people, and you always try to train other people, to trade. And anyway, make a long story short, one of my friends was in a trade, and he wasn't doing too well, and we were both in the same trade. So it's like, all right, listen, the guy wants to buy 1,000, you take him out, because that means I'm automatically going to lose because it's going to drop the price, it's going to go a little bit lower. So it's a courtesy. I'm like, all right, Ralph, you could do it. You could hit him, and all of a sudden, the guy disappears. And like, wow, that was fast. You hit him already. He goes, I didn't hit him. I'm like, what do you mean you didn't hit him? I didn't hit him. Who hit him? And there was a new guy. Oh, I did already. I'm like, wait a minute, we didn't even know you were in the trade, and you just went behind our back and you just executed. My friend took the monitor and literally threw it at him and says, "You're fired." And it was like a big fight going on, and it cost him like almost like $500 on that trade. So anyway, but Casey, the way we look at it, you do good by them, they do good by you, and that's what we look for. We look for good traders that we could trade together, because it's not about the Fausto show, it's not the Casey, it's not the Dave show. It's all about us trade together. So that's my story about traders being good friends together. All right. So anyway, let's have a little fun, everybody. So thanks everyone for showing up at Timing Research. Quick little disclosure, just to let you know, I'm not making any guarantees or promises or warranties. This varies from student to student, but I'm here to teach you a little bit more about how trading works. But just please keep in mind, there's a very, very high risk in trading. So be very smart before you make your first trade. Now, a little bit about myself, why I'm here and why I'm always here. I mean, I know David since the day he started. I mean, I remember David, he used to watch me do traders challenges back at the Money Show back then. So, great traders always stick around. And, if you got great content, it helps everyone out. That's all that matters. But I've been doing this for over 30 years. This is my lovely family, my wife, Debbie, my three sons, Alex, Max, and Lucas. And obviously, I don't make girls, you could see. But one thing I like to share with you is that I think trading had a lot to do about being very successful, because I get to spend more time with them. I get to travel with them more. You are your own boss. You can come and go whenever you please. And I know everybody wants that job. I was just on the phone just a little bit not too long ago with a doctor that is just became one of our students at Cyber Trade University, and he does very well. But he's tired working 24-hour shifts. 3 days a week. Yeah, he makes a lot of money, but it's a very high stressful job. He wants to retire. And I could tell you, I was probably retired to the day I met my wife, but I love what I do. I'm here talking to you guys. It's all that matters, and it's great. Now, how I got started, you could see there's a big article written up about us. By the way, that's the monitor, is very similar to the one that my friend threw at this new trader that sold the stock underneath him. But remember those things? Those things, that thing makes some damage. That thing hurts. All right, 15-inch monitor. Imagine that little screen, little things we used to do. Yeah, it's a heavy monitor, right, Pawn? But anyway, back to that article. A bunch of kids tormenting Wall Street. So I was one of those kids. I also, I was one of the original day traders that started in the industry. I'm going to talk about some of the technology we use today and the trades that we use today, and I'm going to show everybody here how to get it, how to use it. And I'm telling you, you see this, you're going to fall off your chair, because you're going to see you've been trading blind. And a lot of people don't know about it because they weren't market makers like I was. Also, at the end of this presentation, I'm also the author of the book, How to Beat Market Makers at Their Own Game. It was published by Wiley. If you want to go to Amazon, pay me $47, you could do that. But I'm going to give you a PDF version, just sticking around to the end. All right. So I don't know if David's in that audience somewhere, but yeah, that's me. I do a lot of competitions. I competed against a lot of schools, And the thing is, and I've met people all over the world. I'm very good friends with a lot of people in the industry. I like the one on the top hand corner. That picture up there on the right, I actually rang the bell. I got my hands up there, and you can see Steve Forbes is there. The great thing about this photo is, I assume everybody knows who Steve Forbes is. He never rang the bell. That was the first time. I was like, I felt honored. I don't know if I felt honored ringing the bell or being there with Steve Forbes for doing it the first time. So that just shows you how hard and difficult it is to ring the bell in the New York Stock Exchange. So, obviously you got to know people to get there and be good at what you do. And I guess that's why I'm here, because I think I am good at what I do, and I want to teach you guys how to do it. By the way, that's the book that I was talking about. Now, I'm also featured at NASDAQ, and that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to show you how to use what's called NASDAQ Book Viewer. It's called Level 3. And I'm a regular guest at NASDAQ. I'm almost like their co-speaker about educating people on it. But the reason why is they want you to know how to trade the exchange. If you knew how to trade, you'll be that much better of a trader. You understand how the market goes, and you'll stop always being behind the 8 ball. And that's what it's all about. And and that's why we've been trading thousands of people around the world. I have thousands of traders in my room. You'll get to meet with them. You'll get to see them, no matter what part you are. They're from all over the world. Now, the question I have for everybody is this. Now you know a little bit about me. I want to get to know a little bit about you. So, could everyone tell me, what kind of trader are you? Are you a swing trader, an options trader, a forex trader, a day trader? What kind of trader are you? A profitable trader, a losing trader, swing trader, a bad one. There you go. I got one already. Okay, BJ is a swing trader. All right. Anybody else? Well, listen, I'm glad at least that you're admitting that you're a bad trader, and that's okay. That's why we're here. We're here to fix that for you. And let me tell you, I was a horrible trader. I blew up 2 accounts when I got started. And the reason why I failed is because I was ignorant and I was a 22-year-old kid and I didn't want to learn. But you guys are here, and hopefully we can fix that. Andrew, do a little scalping. Um, Chill, you do a little bit of swing. All right, good, good, good. Anyone else? What about who am I missing? I did. As a couple of you not answering back. Erica, Harry, I didn't hear from you. If you're paying attention, Joe Stella, what about you? What kind of trading you do? Guys, if you want to be successful, do me a favor. Don't make us feel like we're wasting our time being here. I'm not here for my health. I'm here to save you guys. You want to learn how to trade, you got to know how to talk. And don't take this in a bad way. I'm a little abrasive, brash in certain ways, but that's how I was trained. Because you know what? If you were a doctor and you had to do brain surgery and the doctor didn't ask any questions how to do something, I don't think you want that doctor to work on you, okay? If you didn't know and ask questions. Very important. A lot of people blow up their accounts, what we do. You don't want to be one of those people. It's a very, very, very big failure rate. All right. Now, the next question I have to ask everybody is, what kind of education do you have? Are you self-taught? Have you taken classes for somebody? You have a coach? Just want a curiosity. Want to know what kind of education everybody has here. Self-taught, Chris? Okay, good. I'm glad you guys admit that, okay? And there's nothing to be ashamed about it, okay? Took some investing courses, okay? I'm not going to bring anybody's name up or what courses you took. I just want to make sure you guys are listening and paying attention. Wow, we're getting a lot. I mean, Dave, if you look at the notes right there, we're getting a lot of people that are self-taught, okay? All right, good. Took courses, got a degree, 20 years of experience. All right. Well, listen, great traders never stop learning. All right. So, what are we trading, and what's going to happen going into 2024? All right. So this week, let me just talk about what happened. We actually had a pretty good week going into this new year. It's amazing. It's already 2024, but there's been a lot of good things that are moving. CING had some really good moves. You could see it ran from $3 to $8. You could see right here, it ran from like right in the middle of the day, 10 to 10 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, look at those moves. There was so many. It was a mining company. This was another great move. This was a day trade. Okay. This stock moved this morning. It went from, not this morning, but like last week, ran from like $2 to $10. I mean, I'd ask everyone a dumb question. When was the last time you were in a stock that went up 500% in a day? This is why we day trade. Now, don't look at it as, oh, it's cheap, whatever it is. No, they're not small caps. These are all NASDAQ national. I don't trade small caps. And the reason why I don't trade small caps is because we're not going to be able to see level 3. Okay. Never been in one? Well, guess what? You're going to see them. We trade these things all day long. They're there every day. You just don't know where to look. Hunt was another nice one, $16, $18. Now, if anybody wants to go fat check Cybertrade University, you can go to our X account, okay, which is somewhat called Twitter. You could check our YouTube channel. You could check our Instagram. You could check everything. But we have all these stocks. We do a lot of pre-market trading, which we're going to talk about, and during the hours. Now, finding them, I'm going to tell you exactly where we find them. It's actually pretty easy. It's basically a big percentage gainers and losers. And I'll actually share it with you right now. Let me just bring this up right here and move a couple of things here. All right. Could everyone see my execution system okay? Because there are a couple of stocks that I'm moving right now, okay? Did you guys see Boyle? Boyle's moving great. We've been swing trading this stock since $29, okay? Look at it, it's at 35, went to 36. You want to find something a little bit more controllable? Here's a stock, NEXI. Look at what this stock did today. It got halted, started around 9:30, around 7:60. It ran all the way up to $15. All right, what's the move on that? 85%. CarZ, another one, 450 to 650. They're in the big percentage gainers and losers. That's not the issue. Now, what you need to understand is, and here, I'll even show you right here. This is my trading room, which I'm going to invite all of you to come to, okay? Right here on the left-hand side, you could see these are all instructors, okay? And here down at the bottom, these are all our traders right now. And they're all trading. And right now, believe it or not, this is a slow time of the market hours. But they're looking at Boyle. You know, you could see down here at the bottom, Brian, talking to, chatting with each other. We do live commentary. But I'm not here to show you what this is. What I'm going to show you is, like, listen, I don't want to waste your time to do this unless you know what is our style and how it works. So finding them is not that hard. It's just basically going through the big percentage gainers and losers. That's all we pretty much do. Now, what we need to know is, out of every one of those stocks, which one is going to give you the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward. So, but to do that, this is where I think a lot of you basically are starting to find out the hard way. You need to learn how to lose before you can learn how to win. You see, you're going to lose in trading. It's part of the game. You just got to know not to do it again. A lot of people don't know what that means in the way of, like, well, they know what it means, but they just don't know how to not do it again. And, everybody likes to talk about winners and to brag. I don't like to brag. I think it's an egotistical thing. I think it's I'm trying to show off, like you'll never see me show off my cars and my house or whatever. I mean, I do got a home living channel. I'll show you my cooking styles. I mean, when I trade and I want a little therapy, I'll go outside, trade, play with my, let my chickens out. I'll go do my garden. I do a lot of cooking. You can always find us on Fausto Home Living. But these are things that I do. But the way I do that is I learned how to get good at it. And that's what I'm going to teach you. And you know what? Some of it is really not, a lot of your fault. Just, you got to ask who really trained you, which a lot of you said you're self-taught. And I'm going to talk about those things. We have a question. Unfortunately, I've done a losing part already, almost daily. Have stopped trading now. And you know what? That's good that you stopped trading. Okay. And you know what? I don't know what your name is, Pawn 2, C3, whatever it is. I'm going to do you a favor. Okay. I'm going to take care of you at the end of this presentation, because it looks like you really went through the ringer for a little bit. And I'm going to offer you something you're going to enjoy. But the thing is this: stock market goes up, stock market goes down. As traders, we don't care what the company does. You don't care who the CEO is. You don't care what they're involved in. What we do care about is, trading. You saw what happened with COVID, killed a lot of people. We could sit there and argue all you want, but if you knew Moderna got the contract and was selling those shots for $2,000 for everyone in the whole entire world, and want to know how it went from 20 to 500, you know what? Doesn't mean you're not going to trade it, okay? You believe in Bitcoin. I don't know if you haven't seen what's going on with a lot of the crypto stocks, or not even just the mining stocks. Oh, I don't believe in it. I think it's a scam. Jamie Dimon, it's for people that are doing illegal activity, drug dealers. We're traders. We don't care. We don't care. What we do care is not to lose money, because nobody cares what you buy and sell, other than you worrying about not losing it. So the best way to understand that is basically a simple question. Okay. Why do stocks drop in the first place? Okay. Because I think that's when some of you really have that issue. The answer is there are less buyers than more sellers. It's as simple as that. Now, my question to all of you is this: how much smarter and better trading decisions would you make if you were able to see where the buyers and sellers are? I mean, do you know where the buyers and sellers are in the stock that you're in? Do you know where the 200 to 300,000 share seller is? Do you know where that big support and resistance level that you saw in the past, if the same person was there, is in the future? Well, that's what we're going to show you. So this is why level 3 and level 4 is so important. But before I do that, I want to ask one more question. Does anyone here have level 3 quotes? I know you might know what level 2 is or level 1, but do you have level 3 quotes? Just give me a yes or no. And why did I'm going to take a sip of my seltzer water. Vaughn, Chris, no. Haban, no. Whoa, you don't have it. No one here has level 3. Nobody. Moss, you don't. Chill, you don't. You know what? Half of you didn't answer it. And you know what I'm going to say? You obviously don't have it. And the reason why you're not answering is because you're embarrassed to even say it. That's okay. Okay, I'm going to fix this problem. All right, everybody ready? What I'm about to show you, I hope everyone's paying attention right now, because what I'm about to show you, I'm going to show you the secret of Wall Street. How do I know that? I live here. I have some of the biggest traders live across the street from me. I'm going to show you how they play the game. Okay? So there are two different main trading tools we use here as market makers. We use level 3 quotes and level 4 quotes. Okay? I'm going to focus on level 3. And if you're so interested, I'll show you eventually, if you want to come and see it live, I'll show you how to use level 4. So we're going to start off with the level 3 version. Level 3 is basically known as NASDAQ Book Viewer. Okay, I have some great videos on YouTube. If you go on the NASDAQ website, you'll see me showcasing a lot of their demonstrations of how to use it. You have a seat on the exchange. I don't know how much, I'm going to repeat that. Listen to me carefully. You have a seat on the exchange. How much, I mean, what is that worth to you? You see these people on, maybe you turn on the financial station like, I don't know, CNBC, and you're like, oh, look at all those people running around in New York Stock Exchange. Yeah, guess what? You have that same technology now. Okay, the exchanges gave it to you. See, when I started, you had to be licensed. Now you don't have to, okay? Because you're not trading someone else's money. So you're trading your own money, they gave you the access. Because it helps them, because the more people trade the market, the more transactions, the more money they make. That's why your tickets are free at brokerage firms. I don't know if you know that. And on some other things too, which I want to go into detail, how they make money off you. But let me try to educate you what we're looking at here. So here's my little crayon. All right, so these are your buyers. These are your sellers, okay? Buyers, sellers. Now you have 3 columns here. You got the price, you have the amount of shares that are looking to be bought at that price, and how many orders make up those shares. Whoever wants to buy the stock for the most amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for less money is down at the bottom. Whoever wants to sell their shares for the least amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to sell their shares for more money is down at the bottom. So what you're looking at is a negotiated market. Everyone here who's trading Google, okay? And you could see everyone in the entire world, no matter what order or who, is right here trading at the NASDAQ market, okay? Which basically does make up about 50% of the total volume of Google, all right? Now think about it. You're seeing 50% of the volume of every buyer and seller out there? I mean, my God, that's like priceless. I mean, think about it. How do you know a stock's going up? Who's telling you? I mean, because the way I look at it, it doesn't matter what I think. It matters what the street thinks. You're trading on Main Street. We're trading on Wall Street. Now you get to trade on Wall Street. by using it. Now, let me show you how we use this data. So let me change the slide here. 1 second. All right. So here we have a stock FedEx. Okay, it's going down. And you can see it started somewhere around here on 251. And you can see how it came down, 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 down over the course of the day. Once it got around 1140, it hit this price, went up, hit this price, didn't want to go any lower, and it went all the way back up to 251. What was that price it kept bouncing off? 248.50. Now, why did it pick 248.50? Why not 249? Why not 200? 220? Why 248.50? Well, the only reason why, it must have hit a support level, which is up here, support. But a support doesn't exist unless those buyers are out there. So there was a bid on the buy side, and if you look down here, for 52,000 shares, and I actually blew it up a little bit bigger over here. So look, just kind of envision what you're looking at here. You could see all the buyers at 248, 90, 248.80, 248.10, 248. And then when you get out 248.50, right around here, you'll notice that that's where the biggest buyer is, right at that price, at 248.50. There's a 50,000 share buyer out there. So there you're basically knowing why the buyer is out there at that big price. Now, here's the resistance levels. Stock goes from hold on, let's write this down. Here's a stock that goes from 122 all the way up to 123.40, and it comes all the way back down to 121. It just basically hit a brick ceiling and just came right back down. Why did it go down? Well, obviously, it must have been resistance. Resistance are made by sellers. And when you look over here on the offer, you could see sellers at 23.21, 23.29, and there's like 100 share sellers, 200 share sellers. But when you get down to this 123.40, there's 29,000 shares out there. Okay. Now, look at all the buyers and the sellers. I mean, 29, you might not think it's a lot, but in Nike, in this stock, that is 50% of the volume is trading. That's a pretty big iceberg order, what we call here. And guess what? You know why he's selling it? Because he wants out of it. Or it could have been a program trading. It could be a dark pool. That's a conversation we cover in our training classes. But as of right now, just in layman terms, to keep it simple, that's a big, big order out there. So when you're wondering why the stock went up and all of a sudden it tanks on you, that's right, Andrew. That's where we got the word iceberg order from watching the movie Titanic, okay? And we know it didn't work out too well for the Titanic. So you don't want to be the Titanic. So you should be able to see what's out there so you don't get stuck in a stock and go from 123.40 and knew you should have got out. And now all of a sudden you're down $2 and like, oh my God, what do I do? Do I take a loss? You know, you don't want to do that. You got to know where the orders are. That's where that comes. All right. So let's go look at some more examples. All right. So let's look at Roku. All right. So Roku, after it moved up, Roku started pulling back down. Okay. Now the question you have to look at is where's support on Roku? So I'm going to ask all of you this question. Where's support? Where do you think support is on Roku? If you don't know the answer, just give me a question mark. Let's see how you guys answer this. I got a couple of question marks. What do we need for this Roku to go up? Chris, I don't know where you got 93.50. Okay. But the correct answer is the question mark is where are the buyers? Where are the buyers? You can't see it on the chart, but everybody wants to look at the chart. Well, when we look at Roku, we can see that we have a 21,000 share buyer at 93.30. Okay. Now there are buyers everywhere, 24 shares, 200 shares, 1,000 shares, 500, 150. 21,000 is probably, I don't know, 50 times more, maybe even more, 100 times more the average orders that are out there. So what do you think is going to happen when we get down to 93.30? What do you think is going to happen? Yeah, probably going to bounce. And sure enough, What did it do? Came right back down, right to that specific price. Not 93.50, not 93, 93.30. It hit it, it went up. It hit it, it went up. Went right back to 94.50. So as a day trader, let me explain to what we do. If we see Roku coming down, the way we train our students and our traders is, okay, listen, we got an opportunity. Stock's getting taken a nice hit. Too bad for somebody else. Unfortunately, their catastrophe is our opportunity. I love stocks that get crushed, but there's always going to be people going to average down. There's going to be people that the program trading is going to kick in. And right there where we look at it, 93.30 looks like a big buyer. So what happened? Knowing having that game plan out there, stock hit it, boom, went right back up. Now, Margaret, Paul, Moss, all you guys, Andrew, I see you guys being very active. Did I lose anybody yet? Is anyone confused? Anyone lost? Just give me a yes or no. Yes, if you're lost. No, you're doing good. Okay. Sheila, you doing okay? Nope, doing well, Chris? Okay, good. Andrew's a little lost. No, 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 no. Let's think about this for a second. I only been talking for about, what, 10 minutes? 10 minutes maybe? Not including just talking in the beginning, a little bit about my history and stuff. But look how much you've learned in less than 10 minutes. Imagine if you were able to see this live in the market, which I'm going to invite all of you to have that access to. Okay? So let's go see some more, right? Anyone cool with that? I mean, let's show some more. We still got time, right? So AMAT. Everybody knows AMAT. Everybody loves AMAT. Okay. AMAT had a nice little pop. Okay. Now, the target is, if you own a stock, you got to have a game plan. I mean, if you don't have a game plan, you're going to fail in trading. If you're a person here who wants to make a gazillion dollars, you're going to fail in trading. Okay. So no matter where you bought it, you got to have a game plan. And the game plan is, where is the street? Where are all the other orders? Now, everyone likes to look at a chart, but the problem is the chart doesn't tell you the future. It tells you the past. The only way you're going to see that, because the past is not always indicative of the future, right? We see stocks break supports and resistance levels all the time, but we need to find where that resistance level is. So we go here, and I don't know, 143,000 shares. Look, we sold at 150. I mean, is that a lot? It could, but when you look at the overall orders out there, 2,000 shares, 1,900, 1,000, you're talking 143,000 shares. You're talking 1,742 orders around the entire world make up. So that could be somebody looking to buy 1,000, some buying at 10,000, some buy 200, but they all have their limit orders out there on the exchange, all to sell at 150. So don't think it's one person. Don't think it's 10. Like Joe brought a great question. Are any of these large orders spoofing? First of all, by the way, I always get someone that asks me that question. Okay. So Joe, let me ask you this. First of all, is spoofing legal? Yes or no? Because obviously you know the word. Is spoofing legal? If you don't know the answer, give me a question mark. Can anyone answer that question? It's not legal. It's illegal. It's illegal to spoof. So for them to get caught in spoofing, the fine is ridiculous. Okay. Secondly, why would you be in a business if you feel like there's a lot of illegal crap going on? Right? I mean, that's where you have to look at it. What? And you think all 1,700 people are in cahoots with each other? You know what I'm saying? So these are things that you have to look at, when it comes into it. Now, I don't want to go into, listen, anyone could cancel their order. I mean, you could cancel your order. So if you want to call that spoofing, like, I want to sell it, but I really don't want to sell it. But when you put an order out there, someone could still execute you. You can't change your mind. You could change your mind now, because you're about $1 away. But you have to look at it. The data is the data. All right. I see large orders get pulled on level 2 all the time. Joe, of course you do. Anyone could cancel an order. Okay. But how do you know, Joe? First of all, Joe, the question I asking you is who trained you? Okay. And how do you know an order got pulled? And how do you know an order didn't get executed? Who taught you that? Because I pretty much know everyone in the industry. Was you self-taught? Did you take a class with somebody? Were you a market maker? I mean, that's one of the questions I have to ask. But for everyone else here, that order is that order. And don't worry about it. I practice what I preach. Remember, I told you this. If you want to see this live, all of you are invited to come and watch it for a whole week. And I'm going to show it to you how this happens all day long. And listen, I'd rather trust the 145,000 shares. By the way, how much money is that? About $200 million, $20 million worth of stock. Okay. So that's obviously a lot. Well, guess what? It went all the way up there, hit 150, came right back down to 149. So at 9:30, I had that really nice trend that was going. Finally got up to 150, came right back down. Okay. Now, once again, if anybody here wants to challenge me on this, okay, everybody here is going to be invited. Listen, do your homework on Cybertrain University. We're endorsed and sponsored by the biggest brokerage firms in the industry. We got a 5-star rating on Google. Okay. We got an A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau. So some people don't even have ratings because they take them off. They're so bad. Listen, I have a reputation. Most people out there, 99% of the people, you're like the 1% of the people that are being smart to get educated. But 99% of people says, let me just try it. Look how many of you say you're self-taught, and look how many of you say you failed. So when I come out and I kind of present this and I show everyone here, when you could find out that, like, my God, I could see these orders. And you knew that it was out there. Just no one ever showed it to you. Now you're getting the opportunity. But let me go over a couple of more. Okay. We still got time here. All right. One more example. Let's look at NVIDIA. All right. NVIDIA. Anyone here trade NVIDIA? Anyone trade NVIDIA? Margaret, thank you very much for sharing that. I'm going to share that. Thanks a lot, Margaret, for being a student of ours. Anybody trade NVIDIA? I know why a lot of you didn't trade NVIDIA. It's expensive. It's a lot of money. But the reason why I'm bringing up NVIDIA is for this. Some of you here will look at NVIDIA and be like, well, I can't afford it. Or maybe the things I'm showing them, does it work on expensive stocks? Because it works on every single stock. I mean, I preferably like to trade less expensive stocks because I'm dealing with less experienced traders, less money to risk. And I don't want to be the person to go out there and to say, oh, I love NVIDIA, but let me trade the option. That's a poor man playing a rich man's game. Okay. If you can't afford the stock, you can't afford to trade. Okay. But every stock trades exactly the same. But I want to go to NVIDIA because I want to show it to you because I got some really good iceberg orders to show you. So here's NVIDIA. Now, NVIDIA had over 2,000 sellers at $500 since the pre-market. Okay, so this stock was trading. This order's been out there forever. Now, let me get my calculator here. So what is that? Oops, clear this out. Hold on. So what does that come out to be? So that is 120, was it 129? 125. 125,000 shares times $500. Okay, it's about $62 million is sitting right now at $500. Okay. Now look at all the other sellers out. 4,000, 4,000, 200, 200, 200. Like, it's a lot of money. I mean, that's not no joke, right? So in theory, what is $500 to you? Okay, other than, oh, it's 500. Of course, it's resistance. No, What is $500 telling you right now for what we're seeing? What do you guys see? What are you envisioning that's going on right now at 500 in NVIDIA? I know it's a lot and it's expensive. A lot of sellers, right? There's a lot of sellers at 5. Not that it's because it's expensive, not because it's the number 500. There's a lot of sellers out there, right? That's basically so. In theory, what should happen when we get to 500? What should the stock do? Should it go up or should it go down? Good. You guys, you're paying attention. Perfect. It's exactly what I want to show you. What does this show you? Does it look like on this chart, is the stock going up or going down? Actually, when you look at this, you'd be like, oh my God, this thing is like going to the moon. This thing is taking off. But there's one problem. It doesn't show you the 500 share seller out there. The 125,000 shares are going to be sold at 500. So you're looking at this like 500 means nothing. This thing is flying. The market's not even open. The thing already ran $3 like a rock. Look, it didn't do anything earlier, but now it's really going on. So most people would think like, oh, and by the way, if you added a indicator to this, you might get like gaps like this wide and all this crazy stuff. So you think it's taking off. What do you think happens next, everybody? What do you think's going to happen? It's going to meet its match at 500. Well, look what happened. 9:30. It's already 12 o'clock. Hit it, came back down. 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 Hit it. Now all of a sudden starting to channel. That's right. It hit a brick wall. Okay. By the way, did you need a Fibonacci to tell you that? Did you need a MACD to tell you that? Did you need a chart to tell you that? No, you needed Fausto at Cybertrain University to tell you that, to teach you to follow the orders. And that would have told you that. Not that because it's 500. Oh, there's nothing to do with it. It all has to do about that big order. Now, I'm asking you again, did I lose anybody? Is everybody following along? Gary, what about you? I'm picking on people because I'm not hearing you answering. Leo, Mark, Tom, what about you? You guys following along? I'm looking at you. I'm looking at your names. Because listen, when I train my traders, the way I train you is I want to see you talking, because the reason why I do a lot of these events is I look to train traders I could trade with. If you're looking someone you want to trade with, listen, I'm looking for people to come in my team. That's what I'm looking to do. So the more you talk, the better we're going to get along. All right. Let's just say, but it's NVIDIA. I like NVIDIA. NVIDIA again going down. Yeah, well, look what ended up happening. You could sit there and you could say, you know what, let me go to lunch. Let me go to that matinee. I'm going to take my wife out on my whatever it may be, my significant other. And all of a sudden you come back down. You went to 500. Now you're down to 488. Has that ever happened to someone? You're in a position, it's like channeling, like, you know what? It's a good company. It's not going anywhere. I'll just hold it. Ever happened to you? And you come back and like, what in the freak happened? Holy shit. What made that thing tank? It happened a few times to you, everyone, right? Yeah. You know what? You know what the problem is? So everybody thinks that somebody's watching them. Like Joe was asking about spoofing. Listen, nobody's watching you. You know what the problem is? You're not watching them. That's what you're not. That's the problem. If you were watching them, it would have made things a lot more easier to understand. Right? Think of how much smarter and better trading decisions you would have made if you knew where that person was. Now, let's see that one more time, but in a different situation. Here we have OMGA. Okay. OMGA is not an expensive stock, right? It's not 500. It's only $5. Now, is anyone here like embarrassed or discriminating against cheap stocks? I mean, I always get people like, oh, it's $5. I don't trade $5 stocks. I'm like, why? Like, well, what's wrong about trading a $5 stock? Like, I have to go trade a $500 stock because it's Nvidia, so I can tell people at the bar it's Nvidia. Sometimes when people tell me that, I'm like, like, oh, you bought Nvidia? Oh no, I bought the options. Why? Because you couldn't afford the stock? Like, why don't you trade IOMG? It would have been easier. Okay. So my point is that remember why you're here. You're here to make money. Okay. You're not here to trade it because you know the name. Company ain't going out of business in front of you. You just got to try to risk, the least amount with high amount of reward. And not only that, but no, that's not true. Small caps have more volatility. No, that's not true. Some of them, it's how you were trained to find what we call tradable and non-tradable. Like what we teach our traders is three things: tradable, trend, and trap, the three T's. And we'll cover that next week when you guys come into the trading room. But let me go back to this IOMG. So look how obvious this thing is. 243,000 shares. So the stock went up and you had a nice move, right? Went all the way up to here to 650. And as the day goes on, it's starting to trend down. And it tried to come back up when the market, but it kind of hit this brick wall. And now we're at this 580. Now we're down to 540. Now, the trend of the stock is going down, okay? And you still got that seller out there, right? And let's just say you bought it at 580 and it's now at 540. Do you hold on or do you sell it? What do you do, everyone? What do you do? Do you hope it comes back? Because now you're down 40 cents? Or do you get out? You damn well you better get out of it. He's still out there. You want to deal with a 240,000 share seller? I know I don't want to. And guess what? Oh my God, I didn't get out. Now we're down to 509. I could have sold at 540. Now you know how much harder it is to take a loss from 580 to 509 now? Or let's say $5. Now you're down 80 cents. 80 cents on 1,000 shares is $800. That's if you do that every day, you're going to be down 200,000 at the end of the year. You ever do the simple math? Okay. Pawn says, I've been there too many times. And you know what, Pawn? And I get it. I'm glad that you're here. But you know what? You're obviously still in business because you know what? Whatever happened in the past is going to make you that much better of a trader in the future. Okay? But let me just tell you something. I've been married for 25 years. I had my 25th anniversary this year. How many people have been married for 25 years? Listen, not too many, because you know what? Marriage is very difficult. And you know what? If you think marriage is awesome, divorce is a lot more expensive. All right. And getting married to the wrong stock and without doing your homework, without knowing first, is going to make it's going to be pretty ugly. Now, we get divorced all the time in stocks. It's part of the business. You know what I mean? We make bad choices, whatever it is. But you got to be smart. You got to be like, you can't hope. Traders that use the word hope in trading are done. They're finished. That is the worst, ugliest word when it comes to trading. If you're hoping, you're in the wrong business. Okay. And by knowing that seller is still out there, think about it. How many of you trade a stock today and able to see that 250,000 share seller out there until today? Market makers like me, we think we're stupid. We know he's out there. You think I want to be out there when he's out there? They know he's out there because they have the right tools. Okay. Paul says, yes, I've been married for 25 years. Still love my wife, but she's may dump me after seeing my brokerage account. Now, listen, you know what? You're not the only one that I heard that from. Not that she would dump you, just that hopefully you make the right decision to say, listen, hopefully we could fix that problem. You know what I mean? If this is just something, since this could be fixed. Listen, people get car accidents all the time. The last thing you want to do is total it. All right. You're going to crash. One of the things that they taught me when I drove my car, they said, every one of you, I don't care who you are, you're all going to get to an accident. And that's the last thing you want to hear. And I'm going to tell you this, you're all going to lose money in trading. But the question is, it's a batting average. You're going to lose. You just got to know how to lose smart and know how to run with the winners. Margaret, one of our students here. Thanks a lot, Margaret. We're going to get there. I think we got a couple of really good traders here that want to learn and are tired of losing, and we'll figure that out. Anyway, I'm not done with IMG. It went even lower. He's still out there, and now we're down to 490, 492. By the way, you see any support levels anywhere? I don't see any buyers out there. And OMGA. Hell, this thing could go down to $4. All I know. If you knew it was going to go down to 4, would you buy it? Would you still hold on to the stock even though you're down 80, 90 cents? That's what trading is all about. You have to know where everyone else is. You can't think you're smarter than these people. The money does not lie. Okay? Unless you're going to go out there and buy the 250,000 shares on the bid, guess what? I'm on your team. Till then, I'm with them. So you got to look at it. We are the ants on the floor. We're just trying to get the crumbs. These people are moving hundreds of thousands of shares. Why are you trying to fight? Why are you trying to fight them? Just join them. It's all you have to do. Now, who here would like to get Book Viewer? Who here would like to get it and be able to practice with it? Right here? Okay. Now, before I do that, I just want to tell you one last thing. When I started 25, 30 years ago, I had to pay $1,000 a month for this data. Now imagine a 22-year-old kid had to come up with $1,000 a month to buy this data, okay? I think, honestly, and I would think probably 95% of you will walk out the door like, it looks real, but let me try to make the money first and maybe I'll buy it. I was one of the dumb 5% that did it, but guess what? I wasn't so dumb because I'm here right now, right? Well, guess what? It doesn't cost $1,000. It doesn't cost $100. You know what it cost? $15 to have a seat on the exchange, to see every order out there. Who here doesn't want to pay $15? Because I'm telling you right now, and like I said, here comes the brash side of me. You can't afford $15, you should just quit trading. Just leave. Do yourself a favor. That's about a quarter a day to trade. It's not worth it. And I'm going to tell you something else. If anyone here is looking for free stuff, you're never going to be successful in trading. Trust me, I've trained not tens of thousands, hundreds, probably almost 1 million people I've traded over the years. Okay? You're not going to have a fighting chance. Nothing is for free. And you know how I can prove it? You tell me where you find free lunches, where someone else is not paying for it. You tell me where I can find a free employee. Okay? I don't know. I'm still looking for them. Good ones. Good free employees. Can't find them. Okay? Somebody thinks they're out there? Go right ahead. You want good trading? You're not going to learn. And by the way, books do not talk back to you. Okay? They're good. And the book is always right. They'll give you some great content, but ask you, it doesn't really work. So for $15, is it going to really break the bank? Okay. And by the way, this is not me. This is right to the exchange. You're buying right through NASDAQ. And I don't work for NASDAQ, and I don't promote people, but I think it's something everybody can afford. Now, this is all you have to do. Everybody take my email address, because I'm not going to give you the link for a few reasons. Just send me an email and say, if you have any questions too, but right now, just before it's fresh in your mind, just send it right now. The reason why is because if I send you there, you're not going to have the default set up properly. I want to give you a quick little video, how it works. And so you know how to use it. Okay. So I'm going to give you my personal template that I have for it. So if anyone sees it, yes, you could trade the SPYs, you could trade the QQQs, you could trade them all. Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll even show you. Here's the QQQs. Here's live data right now. Here's the QQQs. You could trade NASDAQ. You could trade every. Give me a stock. Anyone? Oh, SPYs right there. There's the SPYs. Okay. Any other stock you guys want me to look up? Now you're probably looking at this data right now. Now it's moving. and you're like, all right, I don't know what I'm looking at, Fausto. I know you're not going to know what I'm looking at. That's why I need you to, reach out to me. Let me move this over here in the left so you guys don't lose that email address. There we go. But I'll show you how things work. Any stock, UPST. Let me see. Do I see anything good in here? It's a little more of a brand. Don't see any iceberg orders. No iceberg orders on this one. Let me see if I could tell you. I could probably find an iceberg order on one stock. Oh, it's too late. Somebody already left. We got one in here. I'm trying to find another iceberg order. We have one in RXRX. Oh, this is on total. Hold on. I got the wrong one. Shares. See, I had to set the figures up. Okay. If you don't have the default setup right, you're not going to be able to see it. So now you can see orders. See, it says 2,000, 10,000, 9,000, 5,000. These are orders I'm talking about. Yeah, we could see a bunch of them. We got Bank of America, BAC. So you have Bank of America. You could see some of the shares out here, 6,000, but you're not really seeing big iceberg orders. It's a little bit more of a brand name stock, but you could see all the orders out there. I could show you how to filter them out. How to filter them out. We'll do that. We'll cover this all in a week trading. MGM. Not really too many big orders on MGM. Google's not going to really see too many. Google, you'll see a few. 1,000. You see here, 1,000. Not really. You're not going to see big ones. Let me check NVIDIA. NVDA. NVIDIA, and let me put some here. Fix something here. 500. Let me fix some here. So you see 2,000. Here's one, 5,000, 30,000 at 550. See that? 57,000 here in the bottom. So you're getting a lot more big orders on this one. All right. So anyway, everybody got my email? Good. I see a bunch of you just emailed me back. All right, good. All right. Let's move on. Now, can you combine? Let me show you what happens when you combine an indicator with level 3. Look what ends up happening. Keep it simple. That's our motto. But when you look at this, when you start adding stuff, you start thinking more. This works for swing trading, long-term trading, but for day trading, it doesn't work. We don't use the day trading. But when you look at it this way, look how much simple it is. 84,000 share buyer, boom, the stock goes up, 1090, 1150 in a matter of 2 hours. 1,000 shares, 60 cents, 600, $100,000 salary. I'll take that any day. Okay. Now, we looked at Cup stocks. We're running out of time right now, so I'm sorry. I keep talking. I didn't realize how fast the time went. Now, there is one other thing that's out there. There's something called level 4, which is now it's going to be on a heat map. Now, for everyone that registers, I'm going to show you how to use level 4, which is really cool. Okay. So it's everything, but now imagine seeing it all on a chart, which I know a lot more visual. It's a little bit easier. So it might not move so fast. So to everyone that does register, there's a bonus I'm going to give you. Now, let me go to here because we're running out of time. So how can we learn more? All right. So this is what I'm going to do. I want to invite everybody here to come into my trading room. All of you, I want to give you access to come here to trade with us. And I want you not to judge us on our winners. I want you to judge us on our losers and how we get in and out of them. That's really what I'm looking to do. And you'll see why companies like Benzinga, NASDAQ, Schwab, Tracy Trade, Tradier, these are all brokerage firms that endorse us and sponsor us, okay? Because they know that if you know how to trade, you'll be trading with them forever. These are some of the names of people that Cyber Trading University deals with on a daily basis. Not only that, but go check our rating on Google and see what everyone had to say about us. It's another great thing that we want everybody here to see. Now, this is what you're going to get. I want you to see, we're going to give live commentary from 9 to 10:30, and we're going to do afternoon commentary from 2:30 to 4. And then with that, we have gurus that come in all the time that will present. So we have a lot of content that we're going to give you. Now, this is what I'm asking for, is a $9 trial. Now, there are almost 100 people in here. I don't know who you are, where you come from. but I'm not looking for free people. I'm looking for serious people. So all you have to do is just take your phone. You could scan that QR code, or you can click the link that Dave posted in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to give you 1 week access. We'll show you how to use level 3, level 4. So forget about paying the $9, which you're probably going to want to buy anyway, the NASDAQ book viewer, but you're going to get all this stuff for $9. You're going to get the workshops. You're going to get the trading room. You're going to get the classes, all that stuff. And the reason why it's so, and we're going to give, I'm going to give you my book too. Absolutely. I'm going to give you my book. So it's ctu.co.trial. That's all you got to do. Now, this is everything you're going to get with it. You're going to get the trading room. You're going to get the workshops. You're going to get the classes, all that. And if you want your money back, I'll give you $9 back. Listen, I don't need your $9. What I'm looking for is the $9 is more of a application fee to let me know who you are and a little bit about you. Okay. And trust me, you're going to come here and you're going to realize maybe trading's for you or not. And you know what? That's not really a bad thing. Okay, so you're going to find out the real truth. Are you capable of doing it? Are you really qualified to trade? Well, here's your chance before you actually put your money on the line. Now, as one last bonus, what I'm going to do. For the first 20 people that register, you will actually get a free coaching class with me. Now, people are like, wait a minute. Fausto's going to talk to me? Yes, you know why? We're going to have a conversation and see if you're qualified, if you want to do this moving forward. Now, you might think wait a minute, what makes me not qualified? When you come in the room, things might move too fast. You might see things that oh my God, I know how risky this was. And you know what? That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. Okay. But some of you be like, oh my God, this makes perfect sense. I get it. It's like a light bulb. It kicks in. So all that stuff, all for $9. Let me just give you a bigger link right there. There you go. All right. Now I got about a couple of minutes, about two minutes left, and we got to pass on to the next speaker. Does anyone have any questions? Anyone else have any questions? When could you start is a good question people ask. I don't know if you should start tomorrow if you can, but if you want to start on Monday, you can start on Monday, whatever it is. You want to start the fresh week. Some of you are going away. Don't worry about it. Just lock in the rate. You can start it. When you register, just to let you know, there's going to be 5 questions. Let us know a little bit about you. And also there's going to be a time slot to book your appointment when we could talk. Okay. So, and you can call us up. We got plenty of instructors, staff that are waiting for you. You're calling our headquarters, so don't worry about that. You're going to meet, there's a lot of people there. If you got any questions, we'll be able to talk. Okay. What was the email request? You need my email address to get Book Viewer? Well, if you register for the $9, you're going to get it anyway. But if you still have second thoughts and don't know, that's my personal email address, Andrew. FaustoP@ctucorp.com. All right. No problem. Any other questions before I pass it on to the next speaker? Do I need a brokerage account? No, you don't need brokerage accounts. We don't want you to trade. We just want you to watch, and we want you to see how the other people are doing, how the other people are trading. You're more than welcome. All right, everybody. So once again, Dave, thanks for having me again. It's always great talking to your audience. It's great that you guys been here. And don't worry, I know he has this recorded. So if somebody you know wants to watch it later, please send the link, and Dave will get that over to you. And then with that said, listen, everyone, Happy New Year. And I look forward to seeing you all in the trading room. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. If it's something that you don't even know about, like maybe you're still considering, you want to know something about someone else, even if you don't move forward with us, that's okay. I'd rather you guys know than actually learn the hard way, and the hard way is losing money. So thanks a lot, David. Aaron, nice meeting you, and you can take it over from here.